We're on a very special day trip. We're currently in South Bohemia, the Czech Republic. Specifically, a city called Czech Krumlov, perhaps the second most famous tourist spot here in the Czech Republic after Prague. A city dominated by a 13th century castle, and as you can maybe see here by this map and the drawings of the city in the old town, is got Baroque and Gothic and Renaissance elements. It looks quite beautiful, and today I'm going to explore it for the very first time. It's a beautiful sunny day, so why don't you join me? At first, as soon as we enter, we are welcomed by this stunning sight. I mean, just look at that. It's just a few minutes past 11. As you can see, it's already very busy. As you pass through the streets of Czech Krumlov, the fairy tale splendour is soon removed by the obvious restaurants that serve pineapple pizza, your shop that sells tourist tack, wax museums that are wholly unnecessary, and another variety of things that remind you you are in fact in the modern age in a town ripe for tourism, rather than some medieval, quaint and fairy tale town. However, I'm sure the further we press on, the more we will find some interesting things, and maybe some historical insight into this beautiful town. The castle predates the town itself, having been built in the 13th century by a family of Czech nobles. Those who had some connection with the castle built the section of town immediately surrounding it. Eventually, another settlement was built. However, they were both independent until they were united by order of Wilhelm of Rosenberg in 1555. Bringing things forward into the modern era, the town survived the Second World War as it saw no action whatsoever, and in 1947 the castle and chateau were transferred into state ownership. In 1992 it was put on the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and this is when it started to become so popular with tourists. Has there been a more fitting combination of goods for a shop to sell than puppets and wine? We've stopped in at the Tavern of the Two Marys. A beautiful spot right here that we've managed to snag ourselves for some local Bohemian food. As have arrived, a potato soup and of course a cabbage soup, which also has potatoes, but that looks a little bit more vibrant. I like what's going on in that one. Anyway, let's get tucked in. I'm going to try the potato soup. Not bad, not bad. Kind of bland. It's got some herbs in it that gives it a little bit of a taste. And I'm going to try this one, which looks a little bit more exciting. I've got to admit, it's got a cabbage. It's got maybe like paprika in there or something, and little bits of potato. Let's have a go. Sounds good. Try them, see what you think. I mean, look at the view we have for lunch. Man, I ordered roast corp with potatoes and a little side salad, while Marlon went for perhaps a more traditional feast of smoked pork with sauerkraut and some bread dumplings. And start off with mine. Get a bit of the fish and so, with a little bit of the oil. Quite good, it's meaty but it's tender. Cooked fairly well. Nice amount of oil, not too much. And I mean, salad is a bit of an afterthought, I guess, but suppose the main event is the fish itself, which I think is fairly well cooked. The side's actually alright, it's quite sweet. Potatoes are soft, just how I like them. Let's try a little bit of this. Oh, it's so juicy I can already tell by how I interact with the fork and knife I'm eating. It cuts through perfectly. Look at that. I'm going to get a little bit of the sauerkraut, a little bit of this. We've chosen another winner there. Get stuck in, try some of that. Yeah, get a little bit of the sauerkraut, a little bit of the, I don't know what that is on top. Maybe like caramelised onion, I think, by the taste of it. Nice, right? Meat's quite tender and good, right?
Love it.
I'll try some of the fish, see what you think of that. Just get any piece.
It's actually good as well.
It's good, right? Cooked quite nicely. Nice and tender. It's simple, but it's good. So far, this is a good. It's a modest but fairly decent lunch. And the prices here are very affordable, especially for such a location, so we cannot grumble whatsoever. We're going to finish off the rest of this and report back to you when we carry on exploring. Perhaps our next mission will be to get up to the top of the bell tower and get a panoramic view of the city. Wasn't expecting, and something that I'm not sure you might be able to see on the camera actually, but there's a sleeping bear in the corner of these rocks. I promise you that's a bear, even if it doesn't look like one from here. I wasn't expecting that. Would be better footage if there was a little bit of action from him, I suppose, but let's see if there's anything on the other side. My God! Let's try not to drop the camera because I don't fancy fighting any bears over my camera. I'd probably be willing to give it up in that case. Believe it or not, this is the first time in 26 years of my life that I've actually seen bears in real life. And I wasn't expecting them. I didn't know they were here. Say hi to YouTube. No? He can't be asked, he doesn't care. Interesting. Do not feed the bears, please. For more varied meals and delicacies, you can help with a little money. What are bears going to do with money? They can't even get into shops. Sounds like a scam to me. Codex from the beginning of the 14th century, depicting the Czech king Venceslas, or Venceslas, however. Medieval fragments of stove tiles from Krumlov Castle from around the 15th century. The first edition of the Nuremberg World Chronicle by Horton Schiedel from 1493. Ulrich of Rosenberg forged a deed that acknowledged the privilege of the members of the Rosenberg dynasty to inherit each other's property. And these are the seals. The Order of the Golden Fleece, awarded to Wilhelm Rosenberg by the Spanish King Philip II. And various seals, engravings. Now we're climbing to the top of the castle tower in order to get a panoramic view of the city. It was reconstructed between 1993 and 1994. Much of it was removed. These are some of the parts that they managed to salvage. narrow, twisting stairs, battling with about 100 tourists to get to the top. We finally made it to the panoramic view of the whole old town and even beyond, at the top of the castle bell tower. Believe it or not, that is actually the most unwhelming side of the view. Let me show you the best. Two pieces of art depicting scenes, as you can tell from this town that we're in, have some bullets, some old bullets lodged inside. Unfortunately, there is literally zero context in English as to why, so I have no idea. How to smoke tobacco in style. I mean, some of those are just ludicrous. Bet your Nan's plate collection isn't as impressive as this, is it? Old-timey cinema. Perfect for a film buff like me. I think I'm just gonna stay for a few hours. You can get the bus, so I'm just gonna watch all the films that they have. We saw items from the armoury of the gods, from the gods band. We saw some old archival footage from films, I'm guessing from Czechoslovakian past, back when film was first in its inception stages, which is something that I'm particularly interested in, being that I'm a bit of a film nerd. We saw the 360 panoramic view from the top of the 13th century bell tower, among some other interesting things. Well worth a visit if you're here in Czech Republic.
These parts of the castle are newest one, and the other drain is August, and they are spoiled.
Jak? Dobrý, já ti řeknu, když tak, jo?
Got another couple of beers. It's a hot day, who can blame us? Our next mission is to find our way up there. The first sight that we saw as we entered this old town. We believe that just ahead lies a long, winding set of stairs that can lead us there. So we press on, can of beers in hand, in this direction. And so we end our visit to Český Krumlov on the Cloak Bridge, overlooking the Castle Moat. The thing that was so imposing on the way in, where we started just somewhere over there. Shortly we'll be catching our bus back to Prague, which will take around 3 hours, and enjoying an evening in the city. I hope I've managed to convey just the beauty and enough reasons for you to visit yourself when you're in the Czech Republic in this video. So that's all for me now. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.